So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We're going to talk about Jadon Sancho, people. Yes, the forgotten man at Manchester United. And especially after Garnacho's absolute worldie yesterday, nobody's really talking about Jadon Sancho anymore, are they? And Man United have moved up to sixth. Everything's rosy in the garden for Ten Hag for now, before they embark on a crazy December full of wild fixtures that they'll be lucky to win any of them, if we're being completely honest. They've got a lot of tough games next month. Big up to everyone inside. Bear with me because I've got mad acid reflux still. And it's killing me. I'm going to go pharmacy later before I do the watch along, which will be after or before you've watched this. So go and check the watch along out if you haven't, the Wolves watch along. But yes, as I'm recording this at 5 o'clock in the evening, I have got acid reflux. But anyway, we are going to talk about Sancho. Obviously, came in for big dough, man. Big dough. I actually predicted it flop. He has flopped. And it's not been great, has it? It's not been great. He hasn't really done anything for United, if we're being completely honest. He showed glimpses of why they signed him. We've seen glimpses of what he was doing in the Bundesliga. Again, that Bundesliga tax is real. And I think that the way Ten Hag plays football don't really accommodate for a player of Jadon Sancho's ability, because I think that Sancho is very good at dragging the ball up the pitch. He's very good at getting up the pitch. He's not one of these that's going to jink around 4 or 5 and ping it top bins. He ain't that kind of player. He's going to get you up the pitch. He's going to hold the ball up. He's going to bring other players into play, and then he's going to square the ball across. But we see in pre-season for Man United, he was Man U's best player. Then it's all fallen out, asking him for apologies and all of this. He's putting statements out saying, I'm the scapegoat and this and that. And it's all a bit messy, isn't it? All a little bit messy. And unfortunately for Man United, it came at a period where they were absolutely getting pammed week in, week out by everybody. And it's now ended with him having basically, another 3 months off? You couldn't make this up. I can't lie. It's crazy. It is actually crazy how much time off this guy has had at Manchester United since he's been there. He had a 3-month break in the mountains, come back after getting his head screwed back on, and it's all gone south. It's all gone south. And, excuse me. And now it looks like he could be ending up in Serie A, because the only club, the only club that has shown any serious links towards him, from what I'm seeing over the internet and the mainstream, is Juventus. Juventus are reportedly growing in confidence that Man United will allow Jadon Sancho to leave the club on loan. The winger was banished by Ten Hag earlier this season, and a permanent exit from Old Trafford was viewed by all parties as the ideal resolution. However, according to Calcio Mercato, believe how reliable they are yourself, up to you, Juve believe that Man United will give in and allow them to sign the England international on loan in January. The Serie A side are aware that Borussia Dortmund lead the race. Not sure they do, if I'm honest, but are hopeful that the prospect of a new challenge will entice him to move to Italy. Now, listen, it would kind of make sense for him to go back to Dortmund, because he obviously knows Dortmund. He was comfortable at Dortmund. He did all of his best work at Dortmund, hence why he got the move to Manchester United in the first place. However, do you really want to go back to Dortmund after being a flop as such at Manchester United? Like, no disrespect to Dortmund, they're not on the same page as Man United. Whereas Juve, cool, they're not as big, not many clubs are, but they're a bigger club than Dortmund, and they have history, tradition of winning trophies, titles, etc., etc. So maybe the lure of Turin, going and playing in Turin, could be something he looks at. Because if you look at the Dortmund team now compared to the one he played in, chalk and cheese, different team, totally different team. And again, where does he really go? Like, I'm shocked. And listen, it's still early. It's not even December yet, so this could chop and change on an hourly basis, and it probably will. But I'm shocked no Premier League clubs are coming in for him. And maybe Man United don't want to flog him to a Premier League club. I don't know. But it's pretty obvious he wants to leave. He wanted to leave in January. He wanted to leave last summer. Tottenham have wanted him. Chelsea have wanted him. There will be clubs linked to him going forward. Like I said, the only ones I've seen are Dortmund, which I'm not really convinced by, and Juve, which I could kind of understand. But Man United have got themselves in a bit of a pickle here, really, because they've got one of their top earners. Big price they paid for him. He's on 300 odd grand a week. Get out of here. 300 odd. These mosquitoes are doing my brain in, man. And 350 grand a week. And how are they getting that off the wage bill? How are they getting that off the wage bill? It's going to be peak. I can't lie. And unless they cover a lot of the wages and do it on a loan with obligation, and then the fee to buy Jaden in the summer is going to be literally slashed in quarter for what they paid, like 20 million quid or something around that bracket. I don't really see how they get rid of him unless they do it like that, because I don't see anyone paying him 350 grand a week. I just don't see it. He's not a 350 grand a week footballer. Yeah, even at Man United, when he went from Dortmund, to put him on that sort of wages is absolutely madness. Like, honestly, that is insane levels of craziness. But that's Man United. They throw money at it. They hope for the best. No real direction in what they're trying to do. They've got players from 4 or 5 different other managers still at the football club. Then they've signed players that are currently on the bench and players that should have been leaving in the summer are now playing. Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, etc., etc. You've got Amrabat on the bench, but that was one of his players. Mason Mount's being sat on the bench. That was one of his players. It's all a bit of a mess, isn't it? It really is a bit of a mess. And I don't see Man United, despite sitting in 6th and only 6 points off the top, which is kind of mad when you deep it. But I don't really see how they do anything this season. Now you've got Jim Ratcliffe coming in, and I don't see anything changing. Yes, you might be able to get rid of a couple of players like Sancho off the books. But again, there's a lot of talk about Casemiro and Varane going. Why does it always seem to be the big earners that this manager you currently have has an issue with? Ronaldo, De Gea, Varane, Casemiro, Sancho. Why is it always the top earners? Maybe that's because he can't manage big egos. Maybe because when he was at Ajax, they're all on about 50 grand a week, 20 grand a week, 30 grand a week. Totally different ball game coming into Man United and trying to talk to footballers that are on 400 grand a week, the same as you did at Ajax when they're on 30 grand a week. They were like, who are you? I'm Ronaldo, mate. Like, who are you? So I don't know who you are, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem Man United have got. They've got a manager who don't really command respect by the looks of it. Right? Hence why he keeps playing some of the youth teamers. And listen, well done to Garnacho yesterday. Fantastic goal. One of the best goals we're going to see all season. Yeah, definitely up there for goal of the season. And we're only in November. We could watch another 10,000 goals in the league this season. There ain't going to be many better than that, if any. So well done, goal of the season. But is it going to win you anything? Probably not. So it's kind of irrelevant, really, isn't it? But this is what the manager's done. He's gone down the route of put the young players in because I can control the young ones easier than I can control the Varanes and the Casemiros and the Sanchos. Even though Sancho's fairly young, he's been in and around the game for 6-7 years in the first teams and that. So not easy to control him, hence why he's on the 350. They paid him top dough to get him there, marquee signing and all that. It's just all gone south. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know where you think he's going to end up, because I do think he's leaving. Maybe he's not leaving. If you think he's staying, is he going to outlive the manager? The manager seems to have gone on a little run of form at the moment in terms of league position and stuff like that. Is he going to outlive the manager now? Who knows? Let me know what you think. Where do you think he'll end up? And how much do you think you get for him when you sell him? Because, like I said, you pay 70 odd million quid for him. You ain't getting anywhere near 70 million quid for him. And 350 grand a week is mad. So he's going to have to take a pay cut unless somebody is stupid enough to come in and offer him similar sort of money. But for me, when you've got that kind of dough, you're sitting at home, you're getting paid that week in, week out for doing nothing. You're just chilling, playing Fortnite, playing FIFA. You're getting 300 bags a week in your bank account. Pretty sure he couldn't care less how much he's getting paid at the next club. Let's be real, he's a multi-millionaire. He's settled for life. Even if he was only getting 100 grand. Only 100 grand. I'm pretty sure he just wants to play football and wants a team that are going to play football as good as him and as good as he can be and play to his strengths, rather than 1 week in, 1 week out, 1 week you're on the bench, then you play for 50 minutes, then you're benched for 6 weeks. Bit weird, very weird behaviour, very weird. But listen, he ain't helped himself either at the same time. You know, he's not exactly ripped up any trees since he's been at United to warrant starting week in, week out. But then, on the flip side of that, when you see other players getting chance after chance after chance after chance, it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, we're going to wrap this up. All have a wonderful evening. I don't know what's going on my green screen. Everything's falling apart. All have a wonderful evening, and I'll be back again tomorrow. We're out of here, people. Laters.